We have multiple New York Knicks injury updates as Mitchell Robinson has given an insight into a massive step up in recovery, while Tom Thibodeau has spoken out on Landry Shamet's injury and sort of discussed his timeline, while also praising future Knick TJ Warren, who the Knicks will look to sign. And this all will have a major implication on how the New York Knicks go about the rest of this season. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and if you guys like the content, make sure to subscribe. 26% of viewers are subscribed. We're a week away from Christmas. It's the season of giving. Toss your subscription our way. But look, we're here to talk about the Knicks, obviously. Mitchell Robinson has given a major update into his recovery process. Now, Mitch is someone who's vital to this Knicks team, a team that has struggled rebounding the ball outside of Karl-Anthony Towns. And they don't really have any low block defense, and Mitchell Robinson solves both these problems the second he gets back. Well, obviously we saw the Shams reveal that Mitch is probably taking a little hit in recovery, which isn't great, but he's not going to be back till late January or early February now, and the trade deadline's February 6th, so the team's not going to know if they're going to need to make a trade for another big man once Mitch gets back. But Mitchell Robinson was on a TikTok live stream, and he was asked about his recovery, and he said, "My recovery's going well. I could give you a little inside secret. I was running on the treadmill today," which is a huge sign for Mitchell Robinson. Now, look, when you deal with injuries and, then are able to run on the treadmill, that's such a big step forward, because obviously treadmills are good for you. You're running's healthy. We all know this. But there's a lot of thought that running on treadmills can be a little harmful to the legs and the knees and the ankles and the feet. And knowing that Mitchell Robinson's dealt with leg injuries, the fact that he's able to get back on the treadmill is a major sign for Mitch and for the New York Knicks. The Knicks clearly need Mitchell Robinson back. Mitchell Robinson wants to be on the floor. You see him courtside at the games, sitting with the Knicks, talking with them. He was coaching Ariel Hukporty up at one point. Mitchell Robinson wants to be back on the floor, and it's very evident that he misses playing basketball for the Knicks, as now he's only played for a little bit over the last year. I mean, he went down with that injury December 9th. That's when we saw that he was probably out for the entire season with a foot stress fracture. Was able to come back, and then once he comes back, he's still clearly injured. Joel Embiid injures him further. And here we are. We're now in this situation of Mitchell Robinson dealing with injuries, and essentially we're looking at him, and we need him back on the team. There's glaring holes that Mitchell Robinson solves once he's back, and once the Knicks have good rim protection and great rebounding, especially on the offensive end, I really do think that'll change the way the Knicks play, and it will probably give them a much needed boost, while the team is already 11-4 in their last 15 games. I do think Mitchell Robinson is the X factor of this team. I think he's been the X factor of most Knicks teams he's been on, just because when he's on the floor, the Knicks do better. There's a reason why he has a career average of a 20 PER, and I mean, the man shoots 70% from the field for his career while averaging 8 points and 8 rebounds. And when he was fully healthy last year, he was having the best season of his career. His blocks were down as he only averaged 1.5 blocks, though that's not shown here. He also averaged 1.5 steals while putting up 6 points and 10 rebounds per game, 5.5 of those rebounds being offensive, or 5.8 of those rebounds being offensive. So you look at Mitchell Robinson, you understand that the man is just a vital part of this New York Knicks team. And once Mitchell Robinson is able to come back, the Knicks are going to be much better. That being said, we also have an update on Landry Shamet. Now, Tom Thibodeau revealed an update on Shamet saying, "I watched the G League game. We had a number of guys play well, and it was encouraging to see Landry Shamet out there." Now, obviously, that's a good sign that Tom Thibodeau is excited about Shamet, and he kind of went into the Shamet thing a little bit and said that Shamet, it's going to take some time. As he said, essentially, I thought they played really well as a team, and I like that, and we're not really going to have to hear any sirens like the one you might be hearing right now, because Landry Shamet is not going to have to go get the surgery for his dislocated shoulder. We saw him come back. We saw him shoot the ball well in the first half before kind of fall off a little bit. He only shot 2 for 8 from 3, but it's his first game in a very long time. Landry Shamet is someone who's going to get a contract from the Knicks. The Knicks are going to waive Matt Ryan in early January before his contract becomes guaranteed, and they're going to pick up Landry Shamet with that money. Now, the Knicks will still have 14 guys on the roster, and they'll want to get to 15, so they're probably going to make some sort of a trade. And once they do that, they'll sign someone else, and I do think it'll be TJ Warren, considering the fact that Tom Thibodeau was praising TJ Warren. That seems like it makes a lot of sense. But On Shamet, last season he averaged 7 points per game, 1 rebound, and 1 assist. Now his three-point shooting was down to 34% from three when he's a career 38% three average. But I've said this before, I'll say it again. Landry Shamet's built to be on good teams. If he's going to be on a bad team like the Wizards, he's just not going to be used right, and it's not going to work out well for him. I think on the Knicks, we're going to see that percentage go up a lot because he's going to shoot a lot of corner threes, and the man is lethal in the corner. Even when he shot 34% from three last season, he still shot over 40% from three in the corner. So Shamet is going to fit on this Knicks team perfectly. He's going to help Tom Thibodeau expand the bench to a 9-man, which is obviously going to be very nice to see. Now, also, with Landry Shamet, he's just someone who fits on the Knicks. Like, obviously losing DiVincenzo sucks, and given DiVincenzo's not having a great season with Minnesota, but I do think he'll either bounce back there or somewhere else. Landry Shamet gives you a hint of that. He's not obviously the same player, but he's got that quick trigger three. He loves to shoot in the corners. He's very fiery. He does everything you want out of a role player. Now, he's not as good as DiVincenzo, obviously, especially on the defensive side of the ball, but Shamet can give the Knicks a shooting bolster off the bench with a bit of shot creation as well, and the Knicks could use that off their bench. I mean, yeah, the bench is still going to be small between Deuce, Cameron Payne, and Landry Shamet playing 3 of the 4 bench roles, but it's still helpful. Shout out Landry Shamet. I think Shamet's going to be a huge part of this team, but also, as mentioned here, Tom Thibodeau also shouted out TJ Warren. Now, he also shouted out Tyler Kolek and Jacob Toppin, but with Tyler Kolek, the whole story is Kolek will get his minutes with the Knicks. It's just not going to be this season. It's probably going to start next season, maybe the year after. The Knicks do like Kolek. Tom Thibodeau liked Kolek. He's the reason the Knicks picked him. So we're going to see that. And Jacob Toppin, he's just there for the vibes, man, honestly. But look, a guy who we have to talk about is TJ Warren, because as the title says about praising a future Knick, obviously I'm talking about Landry Shamet, but at the same time, I'm also talking about TJ Warren. I think the Knicks want to find a way to sign TJ Warren to the team. I think they like TJ Warren's game, and they plan on going with him a lot when it comes down the stretch to be a 6'8" bench depth forward role, because Warren has shown that he's better than a G League player. I mean, he's balling out in the G League this season. He's leading them in points per game. He's just doing his thing in the G League 100%. And the Knicks are going to look to find a way to get guys who are experienced NBA players at the ends of their bench. Now, obviously, Warren won't be at the end of their bench come the playoffs. If he's on the team and they have a 15-man roster, guys at the end of the bench are going to be like Pacome Dadier and Ariel Hukporti. Just because they're rookies, it's a little bit different. Tyler Kolek will probably be towards there also, but a little higher up, just because he just came in a little more NBA ready. But even so, Kolek's probably not going to see any minutes in the playoffs at all unless there's multiple injuries. But TJ Warren will be like an 11th or 12th man in an 8 to 9 man rotation. So what we'll see is TJ Warren go out and be some very, very nice depth to have on a contending team. Now, over the last 3 years, since 2022-23, TJ Warren has, or 3 seasons, I should say, not 3 years, TJ Warren has averaged nearly 7 points per game with nearly 3 rebounds and 1 assist in 53 games that he's played. He's had a lot of injury issues, and he was out of the league until the Timberwolves signed him last season, and he only played around 10 games in the Timberwolves and didn't shoot too well from 3. He actually shot horribly from 3. He shot 15% from 3, but he has shown that he can score the ball and that he could play some solid defense. And the Knicks will use that if they have to in the playoffs, and they definitely want a guy like this on their roster. So be ready to see TJ Warren ball out, and be ready for us to talk about it more once he gets signed. I'm guaranteeing the Knicks do sign TJ Warren at some point this season, but I do want to know what you guys think. Let me know about Mitch. Let me know about Shamet. Let me know about TJ Warren. Comment down below. Like this video. Subscribe to Knicks Digest. Turn on post notifications if you're feeling funky. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Go Knicks.